I'm very excited to make this Easter treat. All you're gonna need are strawberries, preferably the ones that are pointed, and you wanna look for very green leaves. And then you'll also need some chocolate pudding. I'm using the Jello brand instant chocolate pudding, which also asks for milk. It asks for about 2 cups of cold milk, and then some orange candy melt, which are vanilla flavored. You can use white chocolate and color them orange if you don't have the candy melts that are already colored. And then last but not least, some Oreos. I'm gonna be crushing them and layering it on top of the pudding. I'm gonna go and prepare all of this. The pudding, I'm gonna melt the chocolate and crush some Oreos, and I'll be right back. All right, so I prepared the chocolate pudding, which is already set. And then I have my orange colored chocolate. I have my strawberries that are ready to be dipped, and then crushed up Oreos. I used about 14 cookies. Right now I'm gonna work on dipping my strawberries in the orange chocolate and making them look like carrots. I have parchment paper here, I have my strawberries here, and a tip for successful chocolate dipped strawberries is to make sure they're at room temperature, already washed and dried. Room temperature strawberries won't alter or seize up the candy melt, so the chocolate won't harden as quick. When it sets quick, you'll get more lumps and a more thicker coating, more than you really need. And the goal is to get a nice thin, even coat on your strawberries. Also, you want to look for strawberries that are nice and green. If they're dried out, they'll start to turn brown. You'll probably notice that later on in the video because they do turn brown very quick. To dip them, I gently gather up the crown here, give it a slight twist, and use that as my little handle to dip my strawberries in. So I pre-pinch them all together in advance before I melt the chocolate, because once you get the chocolate melted, you really want to work quick. Okay, so one done. Place it right here. And it's good to have your parchment paper on a plate or some kind of platter that you can transfer into the refrigerator if you need it to harden quicker. To make it look more realistic like a carrot, I transferred some melted chocolate into a little piping bag. You can also use a Ziploc bag if you don't have a piping bag. And I'm gonna just snip it just a little bit to make a small opening for thin lines. And I'm gonna do horizontal lines going across to give it a little more details as a carrot. Also, I tried to pick out strawberries that were a little more pointed at the ends. If you don't have any that are pointy, it's totally fine. I'm actually gonna be putting them in some dirt, so the bottom is actually gonna be covered, but if you're gonna serve them on a platter like this, it'll look more like carrots if you have pointed ends. So before they harden and set, I like to go in with a toothpick. I like to remove the strips that are floating here so that when they harden, as you can see, it kind of just broke off. I don't want to risk having the strip that's on top of the strawberry to get disconnected. So usually I would do it right away, but I wanted to show you. This is what it looks like once I cleaned it up and put a new parchment paper underneath. But they're supposed to kind of look like carrots. I mean, pretty close, right? Close enough. Okay, so I have my carrots. I have my chocolate pudding and my Oreo crumbs. And to put it all together, I layered some pudding with some dirt, which are just crushed up Oreo cookies. And then I stuck in a carrot. So this is what I was talking about, how the tip of the carrot or the strawberry isn't exposed. So it's not really important to have it super pointy, but if you're gonna put it on a plate for display, I think it is kind of nice to have it pointed. Okay, so I'm gonna go and assemble the rest. The kids are gonna bring it to their cousin's house tomorrow because they're having a sleepover.